We thought it was just a sports-related injury.
She said, I can't bend my leg.
We walked out of that doctor's office that day saying, our daughter has cancer. In an instant, our whole world got turned upside down.
It was an osteosarcoma.
We didn't have time to process any of this. We were running on adrenaline.
There were times where we'd stay up at like 2, 3 in the morning just Googling, what does this mean? What does this mean? Just to have some sense of control. We met with Dr. Lori, Anne Marie, Caitlin, who was the child life specialist, and there were at least 4 or 5 other people.
We welcome the child life therapists and the social workers and education specialists to all the medical meetings so they know everything that's going on and they know what our next goal is.
Caitlin could see that Ava was getting upset.
And I remember my child life specialist pulling me out of the room. She's like, you need a break, and she pulled me out of the room.
And that was really great because, we had questions that you almost don't want the answers to, but they have to be asked. The treatment was really hard.
I wound up through the ER twice.
I think one of the biggest difficulties for me was knowing what was going on with my daughter and not being able to do anything about it.
You go from being the one that fixes everything for your kids when they're sick, you take care of them, and all of a sudden you can't.
We just woke up every day and just said, she's gonna be okay. And I have to be strong for her.
She had already been through treatment and she managed treatment, but surgery was coming and that was going to take away her ability to walk. Her surgery did not go well. The first surgery, she aspirated on the table and she was without oxygen for how long?
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes. And they were concerned and they were going to do a brain scan to make sure that her brain function was as it should be. Kristen walked in the room.
So I went in with a Devils jersey and hung it up over her bed. She's a huge Rangers fan. I don't know if she mentioned that. I'm a huge Devils fan. She responded to the point where they realized that she was okay.
Literally, she didn't have to have a brain scan because she woke up when she heard their voices.
But we got the reaction that we wanted, so that was, yeah.
I mean, that's literally the bond that was forged between her and child life.
We're in the room for a certain period of time, and the nurse is in the room for a certain period of time, but it is all of the things that are going on when we're not in the room that are also critically important.
The team is wonderful. I think every person has something so special to add to each case and each child.
And each of us brings something different.
Chelsea, my dietitian, even when I was feeling nauseous and in pain, she would tell me what to eat.
Overall, my role was really to help Ava nutritionally during her treatment, especially when the chemo-related side effects would pop up.
My educational liaison has helped me a lot with school.
We had to make sure that you had the virtual option because you were in the hospital for a lot of your treatment.
She helped me so that I could move on from my junior year with the rest of my class.
Ava went through a very intense treatment.
It meant that she couldn't do the things that she used to do, and we spent a lot of time coping with.
Yeah, she helped me cope with that a lot.
I was staying with her 24/7. It got to be too much, 24/7 with your mom, and you're 16, 17 years old.
And helped facilitate the first kind of conversation between my mom and I on kind of how we were feeling about things.
Things with you and your mom and your dad seem so much less tense.
It's definitely getting better.
The social working team and Kristen and the child life team saved our relationship.
She loves kids. She's awesome with kids.
We start putting together a scavenger hunt for a younger patient.
Ava really took the lead with that, and she was able to really help me set it up for her.
And we watched the little girl complete the scavenger hunt, and it was just the most fulfilling and joyful thing ever. And Kristen is the person that made the biggest difference for me. I mean, she even influenced my career choice. I was dead set on being a commercial airlines pilot. Loved everything about it, and I still do, but I now know that child life is what I'm really meant to do.
She will make a perfect child life specialist one day.
September 15th, that was the last day of my treatment.
If it wasn't for all the people here, I don't know if we would have made it through.
We were treated from the very beginning, like we're family.
They said from the very start that we don't just treat her cancer. We treat her as an entire individual, but we also treat the family.
I will forever be grateful for, and I will forever be grateful for the people at the Valerie Center.